Alright everybody, this will be my third pickup video for August, September, and early October. We're going to go with the PlayStation 1 now. At my local used game store, Rock30, I picked up a bunch of games. I had a ton of trade credit, and as such, I owe them a penny at the end, and one of the games that I picked up with that was Mega Man X4. An unbelievably great game. Yeah, I like the Mega Man series. I'm not particularly good at it, but it's a lot of fun, and I'm glad I got it. There was a lot of good stuff in there. I got like 16 games, and I owed them a penny when it was all said and done because they had a sale going at 35% off PS1 and PS2 games. Next up, eBay pickup, Space Invaders. My girlfriend and I love this game. We have played it hundreds of hours. We'll just play through it and start it right back up again. It's pretty simple co-op, whatnot. But as far as remakes go, Z-Axis was the company who redid it, and Activision published it, but they nailed it right on the head with this one. There's enough new stuff there to keep people happy, and there's a lot of fun stuff in there. This was also an eBay pickup. This came from Natsume, and it was towards the end of the PS1's life cycle, but Gekio Shooting King is without a doubt one of the best shooters I've ever played. I have sunk lots of time into this, and it's so much fun. Just a typical shooter. 3 different weapon categories, but you can level up all the weapons. Lots of fun. This is a sealed copy. I have a opened copy, and I'm going to keep this one sealed as long as I can. I have played the hell out of the other one, but I love this game. Next up, got this at a local thrift store, Ray Tracers. Back in the day when you had to rent games, I rented this quite a bit from an old video store called Premier Video. I don't think they're around anymore in North Dakota. But this was at a thrift store, and white tagged media was 75% off, so this was 49 cents. For 49 cents, I'd gladly pick up Ray Tracers. Sort of a arcadey racer, but it's a lot of fun. I miss this style of racing game. I feel like even today's arcade racers are a little too much on the customizable stuff. So this is just a straight up arcadey racer. Lots of fun, really fast. And this is the kind of racing game I do like. I'm not a big Gran Turismo, Forza. I like Burnout. I like Mario Kart, Crash Team Racers, even Little Big Planet Karting was a lot of fun. This was from Goodwill. Tag says $4.99. It was not that. The PS1 games were being blown out. Next, Tetris. Disc is in great shape. Obviously, it's Tetris. I don't need to go any further than that. I love the old Medal of Honor games. This was also picked up from Goodwill. Good friend of mine and I sunk a lot of hours into this game, and I'm glad to have it in the collection. Need to get a manual for it, but otherwise, it was $1.99, just like Tetris was. Now, these 3 games were in a lot off of eBay from Agetech's A1 games, the budget games that came out at the end of the life cycle of the PS1. Billiards. It's nothing special. It's just a pool game, but this lot was $2.99, and it included Billiards, Big Strike Bowling. I love bowling video games. I don't particularly go bowling in the real world that often, but Big Strike Bowling, lots of fun. Just a silly game. I'll play through it a bunch of times. I had it once before, and I don't remember trading it off, but for the life of me, I cannot find it anywhere in my house. So, last one is the Pong Remake, just like the Space Invaders remake. They added different modes, obviously fancier graphics and everything like that. My girlfriend and I can play the hell out of this as well. Just a lot of fun in general. eBay pickup, Strikers 1945. This was $6. I can't remember if this was actually released on Age Tech's budget line from back when they were doing that. They were launching games at $10, $15, and $20. But Strikers 1945, top-down shooter, definitely like 1942 and 1943 with a little more space-age-y kind of action. A lot of fun. Here's two games from Age Tech's budget line, Shooter Space Shot and Shooter Starfighter Sand Vein. Both of them lots of fun. I love shooters. I am not particularly good at them, but they were both sealed copies. I got them in a lot as sealed copies for $8, and that for $8, that's loads of fun, and lots of time will be thrown into these, because these were a lot of fun when they came out, and they're still a lot of fun today. Here's one, Soul Divide. This was also released in the end of the PS1's life cycle. It was a budget title. It's no longer a budget title. Getting tougher to find. You don't see this out in the wild very often. But got this for $11, I think. But Soul Divide, sort of a side-scrolling shooter action RPG. Lots of fun. Definitely difficult. Somewhere you can even throw in a little bit of elements of roguelike. It's a difficult game, but it's a lot of fun. I've already, since I got it a little over a month ago, I've probably played 30 hours into it, and I don't get bored of this. So this was in a lot with these 4 games. Came in a lot, and it was $16. The auction actually went a lot higher than I thought, but Atari Anniversary Edition Redux. These are games that I can play with my girlfriend. She still loves her PS1, and I'm glad to have it. It's just, there's Asteroids Deluxe, Battlezone, Centipede, Missile Command, Pong, Super Breakout, Tempest, Warlords, and it's just a lot of fun. That's, graphics aside, you can still have fun. Case in point, look at the indie movement today. None of that, not all of them are particularly about graphical content, and this is sort of where that stuff started. You can make a great game, be a lot of fun, and not have it be all about how it looks. If it plays great, you can get a lot of fun out of it. This game, I'm glad to have back in the collection. I don't know what I did with my original of it. My girlfriend and I played the hell out of this when we started dating. So it's just sort of a nostalgic thing, but I'm glad to have it. The Midway arcade package, the Midway Arcades Greatest Hits. Super Breakout, Tempest, Missile Command, Battlezone, Asteroids. A lot of the same stuff that's on that Atari collection, just in different formats. I believe these are direct, straight-up ports of what you saw in the arcade cabinets in the 80s. It's, a lot of fun. Standard, compilation package. Namco Museum Volume 1. I don't really need to go into much detail what this is. If you're watching this, you know what this is. So, compilation package of games from Namco. Pac-Man Galaga, Pole Position, Rally X, New Rally X, Toy Pop, and that's it. But, a lot of fun. Something I can throw in when I'm paying bills and still play it and not have to pay attention to it. So this game is outstanding. This is Expendable. I know there's a Dreamcast version that looks better and I'm told plays better, but it's a top-down shooter. Fantastic game. I sold a bunch of stuff on eBay, so I spent some money on this one. Spent $20 on getting this. But it's a sealed copy, brand new. I haven't had a chance to get into it, but I'm super excited to have this. I rented it a lot way back when, but I never bought it, and when I look back on it, I probably spent as much money renting it on it as I did buying it. So yeah, glad to have it in the collection. Small Soldiers was 99 cents at Goodwill. The one thing I like about these old PlayStation games, because this is not the greatest hits version, it has these full-color printed graphics on the discs. They were gorgeous. I wish they still did this. Just made the game feel a lot more special. Like, we don't get manuals anymore. And this this is like the last of something special about video games. You know, it was like when you were a kid and you cracked open your first Nintendo game. This is the same thing. You opened it up, beautiful, bold graphics, small soldiers, you know, combat shooter. I've never actually even seen the movie, but the game was reasonably fun and a good game for its era, and still decent to throw in every once in a while. This one I absolutely loved when the PS1 was in its heyday. Wild 9 from Shiny Entertainment. You have this sort of electric lightning whip that you trap enemies with, and you can throw them into different torture devices like a grinder. You can throw them into fire and whatnot. It's a lot of fun. Played the hell out of this when I was younger. Glad to have it. This was another game that I look back and I probably spent as much money renting it as I could have just bought the copy way back when. Not a huge, like I said, I'm not a huge racing fan, but Sled Storm played the hell out of when I got my first PS1. I'm glad it's in the collection. It says $4.99, but it was not that price. This was in with that sale at Goodwill. It was $1.99 when it was all said and done, so for $2, glad to have it in the collection. Red Tag Media at that Goodwill. The following week, I think this was the end, last week in September, was 75% off, so 75% off of $5. This was a game my sister and I played a lot of, and we even got my dad to play, which is amazing because, you know, for the longest time, video games were going to rot your brain, and, you know, they were a waste of time and whatnot. But we even got my dad to play this one. He was a mechanic, so I think a car racing game where he could tweak stuff was pretty cool to him. But we played the hell out of it. My sister was amazing at Ridge Racer when we were kids. She's really good at this game. In fact, I have no problem admitting that my sister could run circles around me in any racing game when we were kids. She probably still could, even though she doesn't have time to game anymore. She's a mom now with 3 kids, so gaming is really not on her agenda. But we had a lot of fun playing this when we were kids, and I'm glad to have it back in the collection. Formula 1. One of my favorite games of all time is Al Unser Jr. Turbo Racing, and this is as close as I could find. It says $3. Interesting story about this. This was a thrift store find, and they were selling CDs for 50 cents that day. The lady who was behind the counter told me I had to have a special CD player to play this in my computer, so they obviously had no clue even what PlayStation was, let alone current gen system. So this made me laugh that she's like, make sure you have, this is the right thing that you have, otherwise it's not going to be worth it for you. And I was like, well, I have it, it's 50 cents. You know, even if I didn't have it for 50 cents, who cares? I can put it in the collection and whatnot. But Formula 1 I rented quite a bit. Not as much as Wild 9 or Expendable, but yeah, pretty decent pickup for 50 cents. Then there was two other thrift store pickups at the Salvation Army. There's a sweet old lady that works there, and she sees me and always tells me, we got more video games, we got more video games. This didn't have a case or manual, but King of Fighters 99. Don't really need to say much more about that. Fighting and shooting games are two of my favorite genres that I am absolutely terrible at. I'll admit it, I have to put it on easy to progress through the game. The only fighting game I have ever achieved any level of competency at was the original Mortal Kombat on the Sega Genesis, but King of Fighters 99, I'm so glad to have it again. My original copy was actually damaged when I moved, and I just never ever got it again, so yeah, happy to have it in there. This was 50 cents. Ready to Rumble Boxing, the first one, PlayStation 1, also 50 cents, no front cover, and I've got to track down a manual, but I will do it. Disc is in really great shape for 50 cents and not having the cover, but I am very, very, very glad to have that in the collection. So yeah, that wraps up my pickups. I think I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 4, 25. Got 25 PS1 games there in total. Yes, I did spend some money on Expendable and Strikers and Soul Divide. So total I probably have about $60 in there, but this one was in that lot that I got for a penny. So what I spent makes up for it with Mega Man X4, and like I said, Gekio Shooting King, Strikers 1945, even the Starfighter Sandvane and Shooter Space Shot are getting tougher to find, so even those make it worth it for me. I don't necessarily collect just to have the valuable games. I like to have games that I know I'm going to play, and sometimes that means picking up games that you're going to play as opposed to just going after what's valuable. I mean, I certainly do have some rarer games. There's got a copy of Drakengard 3 up there, the collector's edition, still sealed. I even have a regular copy of Drakengard 3 because I completely forgot that I had pre-ordered the collector's edition. But yeah, so that was my PS1 pickups for August, September, and early October. Thanks, guys.